Joining me now is Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser, a member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. What is your reaction to all of this? Are you supportive of this potential $50 billion defense supplemental? And do you know specifically where that money should be allocated in terms of what we need right now?
Good morning, Maria. Well, look, I'm supportive of working through this Iranian conflict, us removing this reign of terror from the scourge from the earth and bringing some stabilization. What the president is doing, frankly, is ingenious. In the past, the way presidents handled Iran, when they threatened, we either gave them pallets of cash or relinquished the sanctions on them, enriching them, basically giving Iran exactly what it wanted. This time, when Iran threatened the U.S. and the world, stating that they were 60% enriched for weaponized atomic weapons, nuclear weapons, the president said, oh, really? This is what we're going to do. We're going to end this nonsense once and for all because you are a terrorist state. But what's ingenious about it, the president brought all the regional nations on board with us. A little while ago, if you remember, of course you do, Syria was stabilized or destabilized, but in a good way. So what we're doing is, you know what we're really doing in the end? We're avoiding a Cold War with our real adversaries, and that's China and Russia, by removing their assets, if you will. This needed to be done. This country, as the president said, would be back in 2 years again. And you know what? The Democrats are talking about costs. You know, it's the first time I've ever heard them talking about costs. And if we can do this, the savings will be immeasurable in life and in dollars.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's what Lindsey Graham said to me on Sunday as well. But I guess, you know, we're trying to understand where this goes. I mean, if your colleagues on the left won't even agree to open the Department of Homeland Security, by the way, how are they going to agree that, you know, we need a $1.5 trillion defense budget, that we need a supplemental package right now? So, you know, the Pentagon needs what the Pentagon needs. We're in the middle of a war.
Precisely. And let's call it a war. You know, obviously right now it's within the terms of the War Powers Act and within the president's constitutional authorities, and we all know that, and the Democrats made things up along the way. You know, they manipulate the truth. We're about reality and results. Frankly, they're about discrediting and reality distortion. That's all they got. But outside of that, you're right. DHS, look, we're hearing about drones coming to California. The Coast Guard is shut down. Department of Homeland Security is shut down because the Democrats have a problem with ICE. Okay, which is already funded. American people need to make some calls to their Democrat members and say, start thinking with the right side of your brain.
Look, we've got a Senate procedural vote on the funding of the Department of Homeland Security today. It remains shut down for a 27th day. Ashley Davis, jump in here. DHS has reopened global entry processing for travelers returning to the United States, despite the fact that TSA officials are likely going to miss their first full paycheck tomorrow. Senate Republicans are preparing for days of marathon sessions on the Save America Act as well, Ashley.
Yeah, and first of all, hi, Congressman. Nice to see you. I really think that that Leader Thune has a really difficult position that he's in right now in regards to the SAVE Act because he doesn't have the votes to move it on. Obviously, he's going to start something next week with the filibuster. The problem with the filibuster, as the Congressman knows, is you can also offer amendments during that time. So there's going to be Democrat amendments that are going to be offered as well. But, Congressman, I have a quick question for you. If we do the supplemental, which is probably going to be the last piece of legislation leaving before the election, do you see, like, Farm Bill provisions, disaster relief provisions, all getting tied up in this because of the only vehicle moving, or what do you think happens?
You know, Ashley, good to see you too. That's being discussed. Anything that we do add to it, we can't make controversial. So I think aspects of the Farm Bill could definitely be within that. There's some FEMA funding discussions as well, but we don't want to clutter it up. Because of obviously how important this is, but if it helps get it passed, That's what Washington is about. And, just on well, we could talk about the Save America Act, but, with what Thune's doing, and you mentioned it, but he's got to work through this filibuster issue. I mean, the American people want it. Republicans want it. I certainly want it. The president wants it. Says he doesn't have the votes. He's got to bring. I love John Thune. I think very highly of him. He's got to bring his A game and get this and have this stand-up filibuster and get this done.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's amazing that the Democrats refuse to agree that we need ID to vote. We need to be able to show citizenship proof in order to vote in U.S. elections. The president has been urging the Senate Majority Leader to find those votes, get that legislation passed. But, Congressman, Thune said he's going to bring it to the floor for a vote next week, but he's not expecting it to reach the 60-vote threshold. So it's just sort of, we just go through the process of hearing the Democrats tell us why they're against it. But real quick before you go, are you in favor of a reconciliation package? I mean, you just heard Ashley say this is going to be the last vehicle in terms of this defense supplemental package. Why so negative on the reconciliation 2.0? The Democrats got so much through under Joe Biden. Do you believe that there's a shot to have any movement on the reconciliation bill, given where we are with this war?
Yeah, and thanks, Marie. But real quick on the filibuster, we know the Democrats tried to blow it up once before. They will, should they get control. We really should do it at least very minimally, the standing filibuster. And as far as reconciliation goes, it depends what's in it. I'm absolutely for it. I'm for getting things done. The president's for getting things done, as we all see. There's a lot to correct. We need to do it this year. And if we fill that reconciliation with the right initiatives, I'm all in, and that's being worked through, I think, right now. Not I think, I know.
I mean, you could talk about the defense increases. You could talk about energy and AI power needs. I know you want to do stuff on housing, stimulus checks on housing. Anyway, we're going to keep a focus on that.
Most favored nation, a health care bill. Health care bill that the Democrats dropped, right? So
that's right. Thank you, Congressman. Dan Meuser, good to see you.
Thank you, Maria.
We'll see you soon. All right,
thanks, Ashley.
We'll be